Live from Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri. Major League Baseball on tap. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. First pitch coming your way next. Today's starting pitcher, Matthew Liberatore. What should we keep an eye on here?
Well, he's been a real quality starter for his club. And coming into this one, what stands out for me is that right-handed hitters have really struggled, batting below 200 on the year. It seems that they have a hard time picking up his release point and tracking the ball into the zone. So we'll see how right-handers do against him in this one.
Just about ready to roll. Shohei Ohtani up to the dish. And we're underway from St. Louis. This one in the air, center field. Scott under this one. One away. Time to check out the Dodgers lineup. This is a ball club that can really slug. Lots of homers, lots of extra base hits. And Chris, that of course a huge part of success in the standings for this group.
In today's game, hitting with power is essential, Boog. With pitchers throwing 95 and above, stringing hits together is hard to do. So home runs and extra base hits are crucial, and that's exactly what they've been doing.
That's to third, and he can't come up with it. Gets off a throw, and it's in time. It wasn't the smoothest play you'll see today, but they still get the out. Here's Kyle Tucker. He's been a great free agent sign.
That's out.
Two down, nobody on.
Two count, great hitter at the dish. If you're going to miss, you've got to miss outside the zone. You miss inside the strike zone, you'll be asking the umpire for a new baseball.
That one ripped, but foul. Swing and a pop-up. Urias gets under it, and he makes the catch. And that is that. Now the Cardinals will see what they can do. There's no score. You're dialed into the show. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And on the hill for the Dodgers, Emmet Sheehan. And Chris, pitching on the road has not been particularly kind to him.
Yeah, and you don't want to be too quick to say that he can't pitch on the road. Sometimes, you know, it's just a matter of luck. It's not having a feel difference between the bullpen mound to the mound out there on the playing field. Don't know what it is, but I know this. He's got good enough stuff to overcome and get it done on the road as well as at home. So we'll see what he's able to do in this one.
Stepping in, J.J. Weatherholt. And that is in for a strike. 0-1. That one fouled off. 0-2 now. Got him swinging on the curveball. One away. Now we take a check of the St. Louis Cardinals lineup. With an excellent arm on the mound, Singy, this won't be easy. They'll need to take advantage of the opportunities that they do have.
You're right about that, Boog. Odds are they won't have many chances against this guy, but if they can rattle him out of the gates, they'll have a shot. If not, look out. It might be a long day for this offense.
And the 0-1. Fought off foul. Battling here as he fouls it away.
Ball, that's outside. Ball.
Strike three, and that's 2 in a row.
Bogey just ran out of patience there. He took a couple of pitches to even that count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, but that time chased outside the zone.
Alec Burleson, the next to hit, takes ball 1. The 1-0.
First 2 hitters get punched out on strikes. Take some notes from the dugout. When you get your chance, go up there and hit the ball hard somewhere.
Spits the plate. That's strike 1.
Looks like he's just sizing him up there. Really good pitch to hit, but he took it all the way. Sometimes guys just want to set their timing later on in the game. That may be a pitch that he turns on.
And that one clips the corner. Got him. Strikes out the side to begin the game. What a start. Nothing doing there for St. Louis. We played an inning, no score. We move ahead to the top of the second now. Now it's the Dodger cleanup hitter, Will Smith. High fly ball lifted in the air right field. And there's one away.
Batting fifth, first baseman, Freddie Freeman.
Hey! That's a ball.
Liberatore, a lefty who lights up the radar gun. 26 years old, a former first-round pick back in 2018. Second inning here, no score. Yeah, that's fouled off. Here's a 1-2.
Ball,
really
that's
good take,
inside.
especially with 2 strikes.
And he hits a ground ball right
ball.
side, and that's just foul. Inside.
Ball, that's off the plate.
Ball 3. Pulls it down, and there are 2 away.
It's never fun going back to the dugout after hitting a line drive that finds a glove, but you will get some high fives. You know, when you make great contact, you feel like you've done everything right. But in this game of baseball, not everything is in your control.
Teoscar Hernandez stands in with 2 away as he takes a ball. Hammered down the right side, but foul. Two down, nobody on. Swing and a ground ball into the outfield, base hit. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
Batting seventh, third baseman, Max Muncy.
Hammered down the right side, but foul. Here comes the 0-1. That one is absolutely belted. And it is gone. Max Muncy, a two-run homer. And the Dodgers have the lead. It's 2-0. He absolutely crushed that one.
No doubt about that one, Boog. We knew it wasn't coming back.
Looks like this guy was looking out over the plate, but he was ready to turn on the inside fastball. So direct to the pitch. Absolutely blasted out of this ballpark.
So 2 down. Santiago Espinal steps to the plate for the Dodgers.
Hey!
Yo one. Out to short. Win. Inning over. Dodgers claw back a bit with this homer. And it's 2-0. Bottom half of inning number 2. Now up the Cardinals' number 4 hitter, Jordan Walker.
Hey!
The guy at the plate could recognize slider out of the hand. Didn't stay in the tunnel very long in terms of depth and perception. He knew right away it was an off-speed pitch.
Swings through that one out in front that time.
Ball 2.
Make it 4 strikeouts in a row, just cruising along. Walker wants another look at the called strike. It's a challenge, and the strike call will stand. Still one challenge left for them. Foul ball there. Fastball for a strike. And it's 0-2.
Man, that pitch was dotted. So much talent on display when this guy's out there on the hill.
This one in the air center field. Pajes moving under it. And there are 2 down.
Batting 6, the shortstop, Mason.
Mason Wynn next up for the Cardinals.
It's not the first time they've watched a fastball zip by for a strike. I don't know if they're taking intentionally in those spots, but I'd like to see them more aggressive with those pitches.
So the call will stand. No challenges left for them now. Fastball for a strike.
I understand you want to try to gauge that guy's fastball, but you also have to be aggressive and ready to hit in your zone. Now you're in a tough spot.
Pitch
Whoa,
misses there.
down.
Ball 1.
0-2 count. You got the opportunity to expand the zone. Could get the chase there. Let's see what he comes back with next.
The 1-2.
Well, he might have to look for a different put-away pitch right here, 2-2. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times in this at-bat, so might have it timed up and ready for it.
Fastball is outside. Struck him out looking. Now 5 strikeouts for him on the mound. 1, 2, 3 go the Cardinals. And they're down 2-0. Back here in St. Louis, top half of the 3rd inning, Alex Freeland steps to the plate for the Dodgers.
That's a ball.
That cuts the zone, and it's a ball and a strike. Next
Ball,
offering
that's too high.
upstairs. That one misses.
Nope, that's ball
So a
four.
leadoff walk.
What a battle. It's not always easy laying off a 3-2 pitch, and I tell you what, he earned that walk.
Up next for the Dodgers, the designated hitter, Shohei Ohtani.
Got it started a little too early. Strike one.
Sometimes being lucky is a swing and miss. If he makes contact with that pitch, probably hits into a double play.
Hit in the air, center field. Scott under it. And there's one away.
Up next for
And
the
here's a
Dodgers,
look at how he's
center
using his
fielder,
pitches in this
Emmet.
one. One out man at first. Next to hit, Andy Pajes. 0 for 1 so far. Squirts away a little bit, throws to second, and now a man into scoring position.
Well, that right there erases the chance at the inning-ending double play. So good job on the bases to move up on the wild pitch. Changes the outlook of the inning in a pretty big way.
One out and a runner at second. We're here in the top half of inning number 3. This one in the air, right field. 2 down.
Up next for the Dodgers, right fielder, Kyle Tucker.
Ball! That pitch is out.
Well, I know they've gotten out to an early lead, but you don't want to take these opportunities for granted. With 2 outs, still lock in with a quality at bat, drive in that run. You may not have another runner in scoring position the rest of this ball game.
Ball 2.
Next offering is fouled back. Man on second, 2 down. Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again.
Well, he hasn't gotten the result yet, but he's got to feel pretty confident. 3 foul balls in a row. He's right on this guy.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Man at second. Pitch
Ball.
misses there, and the count is filled up. Will Smith up next for the Dodgers. 9th pitch of the at-bat due next. Got him swinging. He battled for a long time, but it finishes with a strikeout. You can't be mad at yourself after an at-bat like that one. As we go to the last of the 3rd, and stepping in for the Cardinals, Nathan Church. That one fouled off.
Ball 1.
Here's a 1-2.
That's ball 2.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
Well, I'm not sure what he was waiting on right there. He got the changeup and still laid on it. You rarely see that. It almost makes you think that he was trying to set the pitcher up. I mean, if you can't catch up to the off-speed stuff, there's no way you're going to touch a fastball.
Check swing, and he went. And that is strike one. That's a bullet, but it goes foul. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Picks up strikeout number 7.
Quite the start to this game on the mound. Looking very dangerous to these hitters. 7 punch-outs already. So this lineup hasn't had much success trying to figure him out. I'm impressed with what we're seeing here.
And that one lifted in the air center field. That is the inning. 9 straight retired here to start the game. It's the Dodgers 2 and the Cardinals nothing. Back here at Busch Stadium. Now it's the Dodger cleanup hitter, Will Smith. High fly ball, right field. Walker has a beat on it. And there's one down.
Up next for the Dodgers, first baseman, Freddie Freeman.
Swing and a ball popped in the air. Nice grab as he reached down to make the play.
Up next for the Dodgers, left fielder, Teoscar Hernandez.
And now Teoscar Hernandez, 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored so far.
Hey!
And that one hammered out of here. A home run off the foul pole. He'll touch them all. And they tack one on the board. It's 3-0.
Well, he really crushed that thing down the line, and everyone had to hold their breath until it clanked off the pole. And every time that happens, it just kind of feels like a trick shot or something. But really, it's just a stroke of luck that it stays fair long enough.
Fouls one off out of play, back to our left. Two down, nobody on. And a swing and a miss. There's that slider.
That pitch started in and ended up on the outside edge. Just changing planes and very difficult, especially for a left-handed hitter to track.
That's a ball.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Solo shot for the Dodgers this inning. It's now 3-0. Ready to go, bottom 4. And here's the St. Louis leadoff man, J.J. Weatherholt.
You know, these Cardinals just haven't produced as many competitive at-bats as I'd like to see in this one. They've gone down on strikes at a high rate today, so it's probably time to simplify the approach and just find ways to put the ball in play.
Fastball the inside corner for a strike.
Ball 2.
got him swinging for the K. Strikeout number 8.
Well executed pitch on the outside part of the plate.
Up next for the Cardinals, catcher Ivan Herrera.
Dangerous spot for that slider right there. Didn't seem to quite finish out front and get that sharp break. Tell you what, he doesn't want to throw that pitch again.
Ball 1.
Got the bat going too soon. It's strike 2.
Clearly he was sitting on a fastball right there and just ended up out in front of the slider. Hey, you can't fault him for his commitment. Now he's just going to have to battle with 2 strikes.
That was pretty nasty.
Well, really nice job of finishing the hitter off right there. Glove side command, fastball firm to the outside corner. Tell you what, very difficult to do anything with that pitch, even if you do swing.
2 down, base is empty. And here's the first baseman, Alec Burleson.
Ball. Down.
The 1-0. And a foul ball. The 1-1. This one popped up. And that's the inning. So 12 up, 12 down to begin the ball game. Back after this on the show. Ready now for the 5th inning. And at the plate for the Dodgers, Santiago Espinal.
Ball.
Movement in the bullpen for the Cardinals, Ryan Fernandez preparing to come on if needed. Soriano getting loose as well.
Nasty backdoor slider. There's really nothing you can do with that if you swing at it. So that's a good take by him.
And that's way high. And it's 3-0.
Well, I would expect in this 3-0 count, you're taking all the way. See if he'll walk you.
And there's the automatic. Fastball in for a strike. Full count now. And they'll do it again. Payoff pitch. That one misses. So a leadoff walk.
Well, a breaking ball in that 3-2 count kind of tells you that that's the pitch he has the most confidence in right now. Just couldn't find the strike zone.
Manager out of the dugout, and he's going to make a change. Matthew Liberatore out of the game, and he's not going to be happy with himself. New pitcher on the mound in a moment.
Now pitching.
So they turn things over to the righty, Ryan Fernandez. He last pitched 2 days ago.
Fernandez.
Nope. Outside.
Well, he's really working him away this at bat. Sometimes take a little bit off velocity. Try to get a rollover, something on the ground. Stay away from that big hole on the right side of the infield.
And that misses. And now 3-0. And ball 4 to a board.
Second walk of the game for him, and he's been really patient at the plate. A game plan that he's sticking to. He's just not going outside of what he's looking for up there.
Very big at bat coming up as Shohei Ohtani steps into the box.
Really good job in this spot to get ahead in the count. He's going to have to continue, finish off this hitter.
That's a ball.
In the air on the infield. And the infield fly is
Batter's
called.
out.
Up next for the Dodgers, center fielder Andy Pajes.
Well, that's really the money spot, down and away. If you can locate that consistently, it's going to be real tough for hitters to square that up. That's what you love to see relievers do coming out of that bullpen.
Fouled off left side.
Ball one.
Swings and misses, struck him out. Went back to the slider, and it was a good idea.
Definitely made him chase a little bit out of the zone right there. I don't think that's a strike if he takes it. Pretty textbook pitching. Get ahead in the count, get the guy in the box on his heels, and then force him to chase your pitch where he doesn't have much of a chance to do any damage.
Tucker
That's
at
a
the
ball.
plate now. That's ball one. Swing and a miss. Missed that by a mile. Going to count 1-2. Way high. Will Smith waiting to bat for the Dodgers. Two on, two outs, and they're all loaded up.
Four.
Man, that's a tough one to take on the full count, but I guess he saw it really well. It's a really nice plate appearance.
Ball.
Good fastball
That's
there.
inside.
I think it was a purpose pitch. Just want to make that hitter's feet uncomfortable, and that location will definitely do it.
Hey!
The Dodgers trying to break this one open, and we're at the top of the fifth. Got him swinging. And the Dodgers leave him loaded, but they lead it 3-0. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Now up the Cardinals' number 4 hitter, Jordan Walker.
You know, these Cards just aren't putting together very many good at-bats in this one. We're in the back half of the game, and they're still searching for a base runner. He's been great out there on the mound, no doubt, but it's also been a disappointing performance at the plate to this point.
Here's the 0-2. Misses just off the outside edge. I think that was a strike.
Well, clearly not too happy with the call there. Thought he caught the top of the zone, and you could pretty much read his lips saying, that's not up.
Got him swinging. One down.
Now at 10 Ks with still a few innings left, so expect him to add on to that total. And, you know, pitchers are looking to have a strikeout per inning. I mean, that's excellent work. The way it looks now, I mean, he's going to have a better rate than that in this one. So really good stuff working on the mound in this one.
First offering way inside, almost got him. The Cards hitless so far in the game.
That's ball
At this
two.
point, they'll take base runners any way they can get them, then hope it turns into something more. But this might end up being one of those games to forget.
The Dodgers leading by 3, last half of inning number 5. And a breaking ball drops in for a strike. Next
That's
pitch
ball
misses. Full count now. Goes down swinging for the strikeout. And he keeps putting up the K's. That's number 11.
Does a really good job setting him up right there. Pitcher and catcher working together to finish him off with the fastball. And even though the location probably wasn't what he wanted, the sequence is what got the job done. Clearly late with the swing after seeing the off-speed stuff on the pitch before.
Hey.
In the box with 2 gone. And takes a look at a called strike. There's a strike.
Now this offense has just been locked down. Almost 5 full innings of shutout baseball.
That's outside.
Got him swinging for the strikeout. And he strikes out the side in the 5th. So 5 perfect innings in the books. It's Major League Baseball on the show. Welcome back. A few highlights to help tell the story of the game.
Now pitching.
George
for the
Soriano
Cardinals.
taking over on the mound.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Inside corner for a strike. 0-2 now.
Ball.
Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. The 1-2. And down on strikes. And that's the first out. He'll challenge, thought that was a ball. And that one was indeed a strike. That knocks them down to 1 challenge left. Here's Teoscar Hernandez. He's already homered here in this one. Action in the St. Louis bullpen. Matt Swanson, the hard-throwing righty, is up and loosening. Palante also throwing.
Outside. That's a ball.
On the ground to the left. And it goes just foul.
All sliders so far in this at bat to get ahead in the count, and clearly shows there was a game plan in mind for how to attack him in the box.
Hernandez not happy about that called strike. Here's the challenge, and the strike call will stand. So that removes their last challenge. Now it's Max Muncy, that funky Muncy, and he's already left his mark on this game.
He certainly has, Boog. A 2-run shot in the 2nd inning, and that made an early impact on this game in a big way.
Hammered down the right side, but foul. 2 down, nobody on. And we're in the top half of the 6th. Pitch is in the dirt. Ball 1.
Ball 2.
Fights it off. He'll see another. 2 down, nobody on. That's
Ball
off
3.
the mark, and the count's full. Nice grab. Nicely done for the out. Dodgers down in order, but they lead at 3-0. Back here in St. Louis, and stepping in for the Cardinals, Nathan Church.
Nathan Church.
Here we go, Nathan.
The Dodgers bullpen with some action. Alex Vesia, the left-handed reliever, appears to be getting loose. Klein getting cranked up as well. Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
And it really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able.
Line drive into the outfield for a knock, and the perfect game is no more. Now he'll turn for second. Hernandez quickly throws it in, and they hold him at second. Maybe this is going to be the moment they start the comeback.
The dream of a perfect game turns out to be just that, thanks to this hit. That was exactly what you're looking to do with the pitch away, especially in that situation. Drive it into the opposite field gap. He got himself 2 bags on a great swing of the bat.
And that's a base hit. Headed for the plate. There comes the throw. Tag. Not in time. He's safe. Now down by 2. It's 3-1.
Well done. Narrows the deficit with the RBI there. That one was smoke coming off the bat, and it looked like there might have been a close play at the plate. Good job of base running, rounding third, making sure he could come in and score that run.
Victor Scott, the next to hit. 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. And he bunts, but that's a foul ball.
Now, these guys definitely looking for a big swing of the bat right here. Try to close that gap. But, you know, at the very least, if you could find a way to manufacture that run from first, it feels like it's really important to getting back into this ballgame.
Foul ball. It stays 0-2. Almost got him.
Straighten him up a little bit.
And this one squirts away from the catcher. No advance, though. In there, sets him down on strikes.
I'm not saying it wasn't a strike or, you know, it was a ball, whatever, but just the location with that velocity. It's hard enough to, even if the velocity's not great, but that velocity, that location, tip your cap.
Just missed. The changeup missing.
That's inside.
That's ball 2.
Struggled a little bit in this one. Couple of strikeouts earlier, but doing a much better job in this at bat to get ahead and find a good hitter's count at 2-0.
He's been able to go inside as well as outside, effectively working both sides of the plate in this at-bat.
Swing and a miss, and that's strike two.
Sold it really well with the arm speed. Swung underneath it, so a changeup that stayed a little bit more on plane than what he was anticipating.
Line drive, base hit. Lead runner touches second, headed for third. And they'll have runners at the corners after a one-out single.
Well, that was an important at-bat in this game, so a great job there stepping up to the challenge. Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he didn't spin off of it. That's the key. You still have to extend through the baseball in order to hit a line drive like that.
And the Dodgers will go to the bullpen. Emmet Sheehan gives way. Really solid performance out of him as he leaves with a slim lead. We'll take a break. New arm when we get back.
Now pitching for the
Jack
Dodgers.
Dreyer takes over on the mound.
Still a lot of game left, and this game could go either way. So this is a big opportunity for him to get some important outs and try to help carry this lead into the later innings.
Runners at the corners here, one away. Ivan Herrera next up for the Cardinals. Now a pop-up on the infield. Two down.
Boy, that was a hanging breaking ball right there. I think he tried to do a little bit too much. Sometimes those eyes can get really big. I think his swing broke down as well, and that's what caused him to pop it up.
Nope, that's inside.
Could be some action here on this next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
Lefty out of the stretch. Runners at first and third.
Ball three.
Get ready for some action here. Good RBI guy at the plate. Runners in scoring position. And a hitter's count.
Jordan Walker in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Fastball for a strike. And that'll load the bases.
Good patience to take that walk and keep the line moving, and it sets up a critical at-bat coming up with the bases loaded here.
Now it's the right fielder, Jordan Walker, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Out front, rip foul. The 0-1. That's a strike, and he inches closer to getting out of the jam. In the dirt. Wow, that's a great job behind the dish there. Big spot. 2 out. Both the tying and go-ahead runs are aboard. That misses. Ball 2. Next pitch is outside.
That's a really good take.
Ball 4, and a run comes in to score.
He's really gotten himself into a mess out there and now forces home a run with the walk. This inning's definitely getting away from him.
It appears Dave Roberts is going to dig into his bullpen as he comes out of the dugout to make the change. Jack Dreyer won't go any further, and the line not closed on him yet as he's responsible for the runners on base. Back with a new pitcher after this. New pitcher for the Dodgers, Alex Vesia.
Well, no margin for error in terms of throwing strikes with the bases loaded. Just has to execute one pitch at a time to try to get out of this.
Up next for the Cardinals, designated hitter, Nolan Gorman.
Outside low, and that's ball 1. go-ahead run at second here in the bottom of the sixth. And that's a little bit high. And the count now 2-0.
Pressure's on right here. 2-0 count, bases loaded. You don't want to fall to a 3-ball count and then walk in a run. He's got to challenge the hitter right here.
Fouls away the first offering.
Just missed. If he's able to connect on that, look out.
And that one fouled off. Swing and a ball hammered right field, going back on its way. It's gone. Grand slam. That one felt good, and they rallied from 3 back. It's 6-3.
The one thing the pitcher didn't want to happen just happened. That's not an easy one to stomach. One big swing, and that turns the tables on this one. And when you come to the plate with the bases loaded and you've got some pop, you know it's hard not to think about the chance to hit a grand slam. And that can be a trap sometimes, but not right here. He seized the opportunity, put a great swing on it, and now they're working with the lead.
In the box again, takes a strike. Out towards right center field. Tucker on the move. Pulls up and it drops for a hit. And that keeps the inning alive.
Up next for the Cardinals, left fielder, Nathan Sheehan.
Up the middle. They get the force. And they're happy to just get off the field after that frame. Grand slam brings home 4 for the Cards. It's now 6-3. We go to the top of the 7th, and at the plate for the Dodgers, Santiago Espinal. The Dodgers in striking distance, but have some work to do.
Boog, it starts with the leadoff man. Need a good at-bat out of him right here.
First pitch, and he has to get out of the way.
Right now, behind in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. No free passes. You can't allow that.
Next offering misses. 3 balls, no strikes. That one misses.
Nope, that's down.
So a leadoff walk.
It's tough after falling behind a hitter, 2 balls and no strikes, but now at least he gets a fresh start against a new batter. But he needs to get back into the strike zone and start pitching with conviction.
This is again 5 in a row.
Now this team is definitely looking for a big swing of the bat right here. Try to close that gap. But, you know, at the very least, if you could find a way to manufacture that run.
Weatherholt. The flip to second, to first. Double play. Nicely done.
Really nice double play turn right there. And it all started with that sweet glove flip on the feed to second. You know, these middle infielders, they spend a lot of time honing that glove work, so it just becomes like second nature. I think you also have to have a really good glove that's broken in, that's not too large, so that you can have a feel for that baseball and be able to flip it like you're barehanded.
Here comes the manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move for the bullpen. George Soriano is done. It's a 3-run game, and we'll be back to tell you about the new arm in a minute.
Now pitching.
Ryan Stanek gets the ball now.
Number 55, Ryan Stanek.
Base is empty after the double play. Here's Ohtani. 0 for 3 in this one.
Let's do it, Cardinals. Ball 1.
The Dodgers trailing by 3 here in the top half of inning number 7.
Aye.
That
That's a
one
ball.
misses. 3-1. Late with the swing there.
Bringing the cheese on that one.
Two down, nobody on. Foul ball, and it remains a full count. Good job to fight that one off.
Here we go, Cardinals.
Payoff pitch, and he walked
Ball
him.
four.
And that's an
First
8-pitch
base.
walk. He really made the pitcher work for that
the
one.
Dodgers.
You know, I think he's okay with that
Danny
outcome.
Cohen.
It wasn't an intentional walk, but he wasn't exactly trying to attack the zone either.
Now, quick throw to first. Ohtani back in.
I think you want to get a one-way lead, be very aggressive in the secondary. This hitter not a power guy, so you want to make sure that you can get some length on the secondary lead and perhaps score on a ball in the gap.
The 1-0. And a pop-up on the left side of the infield. And that'll do it. So the Dodgers lead one and can't cut into that 6-3 deficit. Back here in St. Louis, and stepping in for the Cardinals, Ramon Urias.
Ramon Urias.
Fastball for a strike. And it's fouled away. The 0-2. Swing and a ball lifted in the air, shallow left field. That one gets down for a hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Definitely found a perfect spot. Those could be hard
Up
sometimes.
next
We
for the
talked about
Cardinals.
in left
Center
field. You're
fielder,
kind of anticipating cheating in for a ball. Hit something like that you can rob a little soft flare in front of you, but perfectly placed, so you reward the hitter with it.
And the
Ball,
first
that's
pitch
out.
misses for ball one. Urias aboard here at first with nobody out.
Let's go, Victor.
Yeah. That's ball two.
Here's a 2-2. Just
Oh, that's
missed.
out.
Fly ball down the line, and that one is foul, so we'll try it again. Three-two now. Ripped to right. And there's one down.
Up next for the Cardinals, second baseman, J.J.
Back to the top of the order.
Weatherhold.
Now here is J.J. Weatherhold.
What he's looking for there in the 0-0 count. Looks like he wants the ball down in the zone.
That's out.
Man at first, one away.
Let's keep it going.
Swing and a miss. Now 1-2.
You'll see this approach from a lot of lefty pitchers that they've got a good slider when facing a lefty hitter. I mean, that pitch is just running away as soon as it leaves the hand. So tough to hit.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. And I think Dave Roberts is coming out of the dugout. Alex Vesia done for the night. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound.
Now pitching for the
New
Dodgers.
pitcher now, Lake
Number
Trinan.
49.
He pitched
Blake
yesterday,
Trinan.
and we'll see him once again.
Up next for the Cardinals, catcher Ivan Herrera.
Ball that's outside.
He was late there, strike one. Swings and misses at the sweeper. Got him. That's out number 3. So one left for the Cardinals, but they still lead at 6-3. Back here at Busch
Leading
Stadium,
off for the Dodgers,
we're the top of the
right
8th.
fielder,
Kyle
Kyle
Tucker
Tucker.
steps to the plate for the Dodgers. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1.
Just not able to catch up to that velocity. Well, it's critical right here that they bear down and turn in some quality at bats. Try to chip away at that lead, because if it gets to the 9th, that closer's coming in.
1-1 now. And the
that's
slider
low.
just misses. Comebacker to the mound. Slings to first. First out in the top of the 8th.
Up next for the Dodgers, catcher Will Smith.
Ball one.
And a 1-1. Gets him to chase after that one. The Redbirds leading by 3, and we're at the top of the 8th. Stays alive. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. That's the second out.
Well, that split caught a lot of the zone. Definitely a hittable pitch, but coming off the fastball the pitch before, it's kind of tough to recognize. You notice there's something different about it. He threw it with the same arm action, same release point, and he left it up. But the movement and the change of speeds, that was enough to do the job.
Now pitching.
New pitcher for the Cardinals, Jojo Romero.
Number 59.
He has a great slider with tons of movement.
Romero.
And here's Freddie
Up
Freeman.
next for the Dodgers, first baseman Freddie Freeman.
Lefty continues to work, but the closer getting loose in the bullpen.
Oh, that's
Romero,
inside.
29 years old, and he was drafted in the 4th round back in 2016. Bounce to the right side. And that one handled, and they put the tag on him. That's the 3rd out, inning over. Dodgers go down quietly, and they're still doubled up. It's 6-3. Back here in St. Louis, and stepping in for the Cardinals, Alec Burleson.
Alec Burleson.
Activity in the bullpen for the Dodgers. Edgardo Henriquez appears to be getting loose. Klein also getting ready. And that skips in the dirt. Comes up empty. That's strike 2. And it remains 2-2. Lifted in the air down the left side. Hernandez on his way over. 1 away.
Up next for the Cardinals, right fielder, Jordan Walker.
Hey!
Strike 2.
Probably the best one we have seen. Throwing it where he wanted to, have a nice tight spin to it, and a teaser just off the edge of the plate.
Fair ball. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Really nice job of 2-strike hitting in that at bat. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
Here's Nolan Gorman. He's had one of, if not the biggest swings of the game. Put 4 up on the board with a grand slam in the 6th.
Yeah, Boog, it's every player's dream to blast one out. When you step up to the plate, the bases are loaded, the crowd is buzzing, and when you connect, especially in a close game, man, you're just buzzing even after you round the bases.
Now there's a bullet down the line. And foul ball. The 0-1. Right through there for a strike. Walker leads off first with 1 away. Oh, right to the backstop. And now a man into scoring position.
Really good read by the runner there. His secondary lead, he anticipates the trajectory going down and gets a really nice jump up to second base. Now he's in scoring position. He's taken away the double play opportunity.
Man at second. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. 1-2 now. Foul ball left side. He'll see another. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
He's really good hitting the baseball the other way. So credit the pitcher for having him out in front of that pitch. Clearly, he had him fooled.
That one in there across the letters. That misses. And now it's even 1-1. The 1-1 is fouled off. Man on second, 2 down. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. 1-2 now. In the dirt. That's a strikeout. Good looking sweeper there. The Cards leave one as they're unable to add to their 6-3 lead. Back now, and on the mound, the closer, William Henderson. A chance at his first save of the year. Teoscar Hernandez steps to the plate for the Dodgers. He's already homered in this game. And first offering is fouled off. Delivers a pitch in for a strike at 95. Next offering upstairs.
Pretty standard high 0-2 fastball right there. If you're smart, you'll look for something down in the zone, but not too far. Don't want to chase that breaking ball in the dirt.
That one off the mark, and a full count now.
And that's awfully close. I don't know how you take that. He's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well right now.
On the ground, and that's just foul. Payoff pitch. Three-two. That one misses, so a leadoff walk.
Well, a great back and forth, and that at bat. He had to lay off some really close pitches, and somehow Boogie found a way to keep the bat on his shoulder right there. I'll tell you right now, I couldn't have done it.
That one fouled off.
Well, the leadoff man gets on. You want to minimize the threat by playing sound defense. Hopefully the pitcher can get a ball on the ground and they can roll him up for 2.
Fastball for a strike at 95.
Don't play situation here. He's been working up in the zone. Typically, you look for guys to get that ground ball. See if he adjusts on this next pitch.
In the dirt.
Great job of laying off those pitches down in the zone to even the count up at 2-2. Such a better feeling for the hitter.
Two down. This one in the air, center field. Scott under it. He makes the grab.
Up next for the Dodgers, shortstop Santiago Espinal.
One out man at first. Santiago Espinal getting ready to hit. He's 0 for 1. Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. 2 away.
Up next for the Dodgers, second baseman Alex Stevens.
Off the plate, ball 1. Ball. Hey.
They're down to their final strike. Missed
That's
with a
ball 3.
changeup, and it's 3-2.
Pressure mountain right here with the tying run in the on-deck circle. He's got to find the strike zone.
And that one is lifted in the air. Walker under it. And that'll do it.
The ball for his first career save deserves to be on display at his house. I mean, it's kind of like when a restaurant frames its first dollar bill somewhere on a wall. You just can't forget your first save.
6-3 our final score. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi. We'll see you soon.